Welcome back to the channel. Today's project is a set of running boards for the Cayenne 958. Okay, so we've got the roof rack on. Really pleased with how that turned out. We're going to go ahead and put running boards on just to kind of complete the look top to bottom. Just like the roof rack video, I'm not going to go through every single step on these running boards. There are some videos out there. There's one in particular that I used to kind of get a feel for this, but I'll check in along the way, kind of show you what I did, and then of course we're going to see how it looks after. So let me run you through what we bought, then we'll go ahead and get started on the project. Okay, so like I said, roof rack on. Really love how that looks. These are the running boards, so they are pretty subtle. This part here that you see on the front, obviously, is the only part that's going to stick out. So, I think that's going to look really nice. Just add a little something down here. Just like the roof rack, it's really a combination of function and fashion. I do like the look of running boards. It gives it kind of just, again, that like sort of, I don't know, like Bavarian Alps touring, kind of Euro SUV type of look. I think it does help to tie all this together at the bottom. So if you watch the first video, I am going with some very slight fender flares from Porsche. They're actually factory option flares or aftermarket factory. And so that'll give us a little more depth on the wheel well. And then of course we've got the new 21-inch Spider RS wheels that are going on. And so I think the running boards are going to help to like just tie in kind of that overall like look, just because this whole side of the car is very flat as it comes standard. And so I think just having a little bit more interest and also kind of giving that car a little bit of like a lowered look, with better wheel fitment and all that, just going to give it a little bit more like aggressive kind of stance look or whatever. So gonna go and throw these on. Now you have two options for these. One is the set of factory running boards from Porsche. I think at Suncoast they're about $900 for the set. That is before tax and shipping, so call it like $1,000 out the door. Not terrible for a factory part. I mean, $500 a piece, but this is one of those items where, my opinion, I think going aftermarket makes sense. These are literally replicas of the factory boards. All these little rubber pieces and all that kind of stuff is identical. Obviously made overseas, probably in China. Yep, there we go, made in China. So I got these on eBay for half price. They were like $360 or something like that with shipping, so maybe a third of the price, to be fair. So yeah, I went ahead and went this route. I don't think you need OEM everything. Obviously, if you guys watch my other builds, I always like to find, kind of the best blend of quality, but also price. And I've always got a budget in mind when I do these builds, and this is what fits in the budget. So we're gonna go and throw those on. First step is gonna be to remove the lower rocker panel, if you wanna call it that. Basically take that off, because obviously the majority of what you see here on the back of that is going to tuck under the car, and it just reuses the same hardware. So a lot of people that reviewed these were like, hey, these suck, there's no hardware. Well, I don't know if they just didn't watch videos on how to install them or whatever, but you got to reuse all the hardware. There's a bunch of bolts here that are all, in this door jamb area. So when you take all this stuff off, this piece here behind there is a bunch of bolts that hold, what you're looking at. So it's just one-to-one. I mean, it's literally the same thing here. It's just going to go there, and you're going to just reuse all the hardware and bolts to connect it. So we're going to go and get these off, start putting these on, check in kind of midway, and then we'll look at the final product. All right, so we've got all of the screws and everything off of the rocker panel, or skid plate, whatever you want to call this. I guess it's really a skid plate. Down below, there's a number of screws. Some of them are hidden. They're like tucked way back up under there, so just got to really look. But yeah, you'll know when it's loose. You can see it's hanging down now, so we're just going to leave that as is. We also took out these little trim pieces right here. Okay, so those run basically along the doors, and that exposes all of the main, I'll call them like structural bolts that hold, in this case, the rocker panel, but in our case, the running board to the car. There is one hidden behind here. There's a little trim plate here, which you can see we took off. The plastic trim puller, there's a bolt back there, so just make sure you get that one. But yeah, we're gonna take all these off. That'll allow us to take this assembly, skid plate and rocker panel off, and go ahead and put on the new running boards. All right, so we got them installed. Give you guys a quick walk around. Really liking how this turned out. Like I said, it just kind of gives it like a nice amount of balance, kind of sets it off a little bit, just gives it a little bit more of that, I don't know, kind of sporty look, if you will. I would say the quality of these is really good in terms of how they're made. The fit of them is probably like an 8 out of 10. definitely assume that the factory probably fits a little better in terms of install. There was a little bit of just extra work that had to happen to, align these on all the posts and get them screwed down. Not uncommon for aftermarket parts. It really wasn't too bad. I've certainly seen worse. So yeah, if you want to save yourself, $600-700, definitely suggest the ones you can find online on eBay. But love the look. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick video with an overview if you're thinking about doing running boards on your Cayenne 958. Got more coming. Wheels and tires be next. Gotta get all the trim sorted, ceramic coat the car. So yeah, there'll be more of that coming up. Stay tuned to the channel. Appreciate you guys watching this one, and I will catch you on the next one.